Well, Laker fans, as I predicted, another fucking loss. But I'm sure you guys are used to it by now, which is sad. You guys have three $40 million players. Well, actually, two on the court. And you couldn't beat a fucking Clippers team without Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. Now, aren't you guys wondering why you can't fucking win for losing and you're losing games that you should actually win? Easy games. No superstars or one superstar. And you guys normally at least have two superstars. And you can't beat a fucking team with no superstars. So it's some bad juju on this team. No doubt about it. And I'm going to explain why. This is a snake organization ran by a bunch of snakes. Obviously, Jeanie Buss, Rob Pelinka. And then you got a snake on the floor. LeSnake James. And then when you think about it, they fucked Magic over, which we're going to speak on. They did. They fucked him over first. Then you fuck over Jerry West, the logo. He's not even invited in crypto arena. But really, why would you want to be Jerry? This fucking team is going nowhere for the next 20 years. Easy. You won't even be a fucking playoff team. And then think, usually a storied franchise like that, you could bring your OGs back. You know what I'm saying? Like Tim Duncan, he gonna always be a staple in San Antonio. You know, just as well as Larry Bird and the Celtics. I don't believe they had any problems. I think they had Danny Ainge running the shit for the longest. But you got this fucking juke joint. They fucking over the legends. So then, once you're a young player, I wonder what would have happened with Kobe if he would have lived. Rest in peace, Kobe. Was they gonna double cross him somehow? So now who do you have as a Laker homegrown that can sit there and stand like, yeah, we got Magic. How y'all had Magic represent y'all? That looked good at the time when you had LeBron, when you had Magic recruiting LeBron. Now you don't have that. What you gonna have LeBron doing recruiting for the Lakers? He's not a fucking Laker. He destroyed the fucking Lakers. Look what he put at the Lakers. He single-handedly destroyed y'all franchise, and that's all y'all got left. Now you guys are just a running joke of the fucking NBA. And then you got Nick Wright. He's my boy, man, but he's out his fucking mind. Let's go to Nick Wright.
To the LA Clippers. Nick, I'll ask you, how discouraged should Lakers fans be?
I actually don't think they should be discouraged. Listen.
Wow. That's bullshit off the rip. First words out of his mouth was some fuck shit. Why shouldn't they be discouraged? You got a fucking team that's seriously underachieving. You can't even beat teams with no superstar. See, the Lakers, the people who's in charge, the people who like are Lakers fans, they're in the business of selling hope at this point. There's no hope to be sold. This fucking team is trash and it's going nowhere. The realer you be with the fans, the better they're going to be able to take it. This team isn't going to the playoffs. I'm sorry.
They are going to have to try to do something this year that's only been done in modern NBA history, maybe all of NBA history, by one team ever, the defending champion Rockets, which is win a title without having home court in any round of the playoffs. So it's an incredibly
win a title with geriatric James, who's going to get hurt. That's guaranteed. He's going to have some kind of mysterious injury. He's not going to be able to stand rock solid. And Anthony always down Davis. And then the one that you got that's going to be there no matter what, Russell. What the fuck? Oops. What can he do but get in the way and turn the ball over and fuck some shit up somehow?
Uphill battle. I understand that. It's an uphill battle just to make the finals. But the only path up that hill involves Anthony Davis playing the way he has played since he returned from his injury.
Anthony Davis is off and on. That motor will run real light. Believe it. He will give you lackluster efforts. That's coming too. And then once you get LeBron back, you got to mix all this shit in. Yeah, they can get loose now. You ain't got LeBron on his 20 shots. Then you got to start distributing out the shots, which is going to take Anthony Davis out of his flow because you got to get Russ his shots too. This shit have never worked.
That to me was more concerning than anything going on with the team throughout the year. Was that AD, after having the worst year of his career last year, seemingly continued that at the beginning of this year. I thought Russ would get better as the year went on, and I think in some ways he has. That is still a giant X factor. I understand that. Vogel was going to eventually figure out that JaVale McGee, oh my gosh, the big man I've been killing all year, used to play for the Nets. He's 1,000. DeAndre Jordan, my apologies, forgot JaVale McGee. I missed JaVale McGee so much. DeAndre Jordan's fossilized, that Dwight Howard can only play sparingly. Those things were going to be figured out. The question was, is LeBron going to still be one of, if not the very best player in the league? Check. Then other...
He is not the best player in the league, Nick. He might be top 5, maybe. But with the defense being so poor, that takes him down, man. I can't really go for that because he's giving up damn near just as much as he's getting, if not more. So, I mean, where does that rank? When you really need him, hey, man, we got to get a stop. LeBron, man, is going to use him, man. So, I can't go with that, man. And Russ plays no D. Anthony Davis is on a game-to-game basis. You never know what you're going to get.
Question was, is Anthony Davis going to play like he did his first year with the Lakers?
No.
He is lately. And if they get that Broussard, I don't think anyone in the West wants to play him. I truly believe.
Man, they licking their chops to get the Lakers, which the Lakers play-in team at best, and they're going to lose in the play-in tournament. You think they think Golden State can beat the Lakers. Man, the Golden State will walk through the Lakers. Sweepage. They have nobody to hold Steph Curry. Klay Thompson going to be nice and warm by then. Who going to hold Klay? You don't have no fucking perimeter defenders at all. Who, old-ass Avery Bradley? He going to get put in a spin cycle. Fuck out of here.
I think they will go into every series in the West with the best player in LeBron James.
Wow.
And the only team that has another, forget top 5 player in the league, the only team in the West with a secondary player who's even a top 10 or even a top 15 player, arguably, as your second option. AD's got to keep this up. Yeah. If he does, then do I think they could beat Golden State in round 1? I do.
No, absolutely not. And I'll take any bets from anybody who want to bet. They get their ass sweep, if not a gentleman's sweep. One win. One sympathy win, if anything. Nick Wright, you're selling hope, homeboy.
I absolutely do. And so that's why I'm not discouraged if I'm a Laker fan, which of course I'm not. I'm dripping an objective.
Well, look.
That was total bullshit right there. Now let's look at why y'all in there. A cold phone text to my wife. No one had the nerve to call me. Lakers revoked Jerry West lifetime season tickets, so the logo is a no-go at crypto. That was a bar. The great Jerry West is a Lakers basketball lifer, having spent the bulk of his career either player or executive for the legendary franchise now known as the Logo. You can't tell the history of basketball without including a former Lakers sharpshooter's journey and exploits.
You're killing me, Smalls.
The Lakers. So to have the team revoke his lifetime season tickets is wrong in so many levels. But to do it via text to his wife is kind of classless. It's a classless organization with a classless leader in LeBron James. And Jeannie Buss ain't shit, obviously. And you know what, Jeannie? Karma a motherfucking. It's best served cold. And there's going to be a lot of cold days for the Los Angeles Fakers. Kobe wouldn't like this. Kobe had a lot of respect for Jerry West. A ton of respect. What do you think Kobe would have to say about this shit here? He probably would disassociate himself with the Lakers if he was still living. I totally believe that. The Lakers revoked Jerry West's lifetime season tickets promised to him by the late Dr. Buss. He's turning over in his grave. No one had the nerve to call me. That's how petty they are. and I love the Lakers, but sometimes you feel like you're discarded, like a piece of trash. You got the logo feeling like that, but don't worry about it, Jerry. They will be losing for years to come. It's a curse on the Lakers, and this shit ain't going nowhere. Y'all associated with yourself with LeSnake James. He brought all those old players that don't fit. Now what? He brought Anthony Davis. Yeah, I wouldn't build my fucking team because LeSnake James is going to be gone here in the next year or two. You already see he's plotting a way out. You got Oakley saying this nigga won't out. He want to win a ring, and he can't win one in L.A., which y'all gave him the autonomy to get anything he wanted. Now he going to leave y'all high and dry. That's what the fuck y'all get, though. That's what y'all get. Report. Jeanie Buss, Rob Pelinka accidentally copied Magic Johnson on critical email exchange. Lakers owner Jeanie Buss and general manager Rob Pelinka mistakenly copied Magic Johnson in emails that were critical of the team since the departed president of the Lakers operations report. Bleacher Report senior writer and Fox Sports 1 analyst Rick Bucher. Johnson abruptly stepped down as the team president of basketball operations before the Lakers' final game of the season to the Portland Trail Blazers. In an impromptu press conference, Johnson told reporters that his position as the team president did not allow him to be himself. It's so much shit that hasn't been said. Can you imagine what was going on in this classless organization? Magic is a fucking icon. So is Jerry West. He promptly stepped down. They fired Magic Johnson, but you know it's a classy way of saying he stepped down. They fucked Magic over. And he said, I'm too rich to be dealing with these stupid motherfuckers. That's why Magic is taking those shots now like, oh, y'all got to be better. He know this shit is a ship that's sinking. And Jerry West and Magic, be glad y'all ain't on it or associated to it. Y'all not even Lakers no more. Fuck them. My understanding is that there were some emails that were exchanged between Rob and Jeanie about Magic and about what Magic was and wasn't doing. They were critical emails, and somehow, some way, Jeanie, from what I understand, was CCing or blind CCing Magic on everything. They were sort of protocol, standard issues. Somehow, the exchange between Rob and Jeanie ended up in a string of blind CCs that were going to Magic. So Magic now is seeing emails from Rob and Jeanie that were critical of what he was doing.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, this classless organization is getting what they deserve. You deserve a aging, ain't worth shit LeBron James. You deserve Russell, what the fuck, oops, a $40 million player that isn't worth $10 or $15 million. And lastly, you deserve Anthony, always down, Davis, a guy who may play half of the season. Tops, he's going to play 50 games. And out of those 50 games, he'll play hard 25 of them.